featuring some of the best comedic talent in South Africa for a show at Emperor's Palace that will be jam-packed with red-hot stand-up comedians. It's taking place on the 5th of March at the Theatre of Marcellus. Dust to Diamonds will take a hilarious look at what it means to be a coloured in South Africa. I have no idea how it feels like, but I'm hoping they would give me, some idea of that. Because to talk to us more about the comedy, we are joined in our studios by promoter Charles Stahl and comedian Virgil Prince. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I see you have your flyers ready. You are promoting. You're in high spirits. Let's talk about the comedy, that's taking place in Paris. Take me through it, please.
All right, so the show's called Proudly Coloured. I've been involved with it now for 3 years as a comedian.
Right.
Charles is obviously now the organizer and the brain behind the event and so forth. This year, we're having a show entitled Dust to Diamonds.
Why Dust to Diamonds?
Why Dust to Diamonds?
In the years good morning.
Good morning.
In the years that Proudly Coloured has started off, we've never ever went out for the big guns. We've always taken from the community and showcased them on the stage. And it just so happened that last year was the year where a lot of the guys just went from dust to diamonds. For Prince last year,
Right.
he won the Joke Nation competition. You want to tell us more about that?
Congratulations.
Thank you. Basically, Joke Nation is an international comedy competition that they had, where they try to find the best talent from each country, and they fly you through to the Montreux Comedy Festival, which is in Switzerland,
Right.
To go and showcase then your comedic talents, so to speak. Then, and it was amazing. It was amazing. So, hence, so going with the theme here. So you see, there's a couple of guys on the lineup,
Right.
and they all pretty much go with the theme of Dust to Diamonds.
Yeah.
Started small, doing better, going bigger.
That's amazing. I mean, I see a lot of, shining stars here, like Stewart, yourself, Tracy Lee, Hamish. But I mean, when I think of, the Proudly Coloured comedy, I wonder, is this just a race targeted, comedy, festival or comedy jam-packed event, or are you trying to spike up some conversation around it?
Okay, it's actually twofold, and you have got to be a visionary to see it. We're free now in South Africa. We live together, we work together, we're loving each other again. So when a black man meets a white woman, when a white woman meets an Indian guy, they get married, they have a baby, that's Proudly Coloured. So you got to see 10 years from now. But also at the same time, I'm preparing Proudly Coloured, the coloured people of South Africa, to rise up, because there's no platform for us right now. There's no platform. So this is an opportunity to put us on a platform. It's no swearing comedy, to help us change the way we think about ourselves. Also, right now, where we are with the race relations in South Africa, instead of calling people monkeys and alcoholics and drunkies and baby makers, we want to show you who we are. And then you come, and there's no and there's decency. So there's no cringing moments. So you can come with your kids as well, and you can experience the future of South Africa in one room together.
It's interesting that you have thought of, sort of creating a platform for coloured people to showcase their talent. And that brings me to how you broke out, in the industry, and how you started, being a comedian. Take me back.
Well, I started off like most comedians with a university degree.
Right.
So I actually started...
They start with university degrees?
Yeah, in my mind, there's two ways to do it. Either you go to university, you become a comedian, or work in a call center for long enough. Eventually, that's the formula, people. Go follow it, you'll be a comedian. So that's what I do. As Charles was saying, like, as well, I feel like the show is twofold. So from a comedian's perspective, right, I don't want people to think that it's a show for colored people only.
Right.
Obviously, it's a show where colored people can get together, share our stories with one another, laugh at all the things that we go through, experience, debunk some stereotypes, play on some stereotypes, have fun, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we invite everyone to the show.
Absolutely.
So whether you're white, black, Indian, come through and share. And then we like it if there's platforms, like, there's other comedy shows as well, and we go to those shows, you learn something about that culture, then you go to a different show, you learn about that culture.
Yeah.
So this particular one, if you want to learn about colored people and colored experiences, what it means to be colored, all of the above, come through and watch the show.
The lineup will speak into that. So Charles, how did you pick the comedians? How did you pick the lineup that you have right now?
Every colored person out there has eyes and ears for Proudly Coloured, and I also use the comedians as well to tap on to comedians who we'd like to showcase. Dylan, for instance, has been with Proudly Coloured for 11 shows, and Dylan just won the SA Roastmaster competition, where the Roastmaster from the USA came up here, and he had this golden-studded lineup. And Dylan, a boy from Eldorado Park, put all of them in the shade.
Wow.
All the big guys. So it's like really from dust to diamonds. Even the biggest guy on the lineup here, Stuart. Stuart received a Standard Bank The Legends Award right
amazing.
now. Tracy has gone from singing, she did the crossover into comedy. Shumi has gone from comedy, she's done the crossover into acting. Hamish Kidd has been a legend in Durban since I was the age of 13. He's been in the theatre. So it's all rightfully, it's just everybody, we all just growing and glowing.
I actually appreciate how you've blended, the up-and-coming comedians as well as the legends. It's rare to see that, especially on a fly like this, where you're not saying the opening acts are, but the big legends are. You're actually infusing everyone's stories to actually, put them on the same platform.
You see, South Africa as a state, as one big school, one big classroom. One day you're the teacher, the next minute you're the students. So in this case, instead of we're putting everybody in here, the guys that need the accolades, the guys that need to be showcased, that's the only way. And the rest of South Africa should do that.
Yeah, and Virgil, let's talk about where you think comedy is moving up to in the world. We've seen, our very own Trevor Noah doing amazing things globally, but where do you think the state of comedy is right now and where is it going?
In South Africa, it's actually very good. In South Africa, it's still a developing industry, still very young, but I always feel like South Africa's talent in terms of comedians, I feel like our talent is much further progressed than our industry and our infrastructure in comedy. So our comedians are amazing, but the industry itself is small and still growing and still advancing. I realized this when I went overseas, like to my Switzerland tour, and just mixing and mingling with the other comedians that are there. I'm an up-and-coming comedian in South Africa, but I was mixing and mingling with some of the best comedians in Europe, and I didn't feel left out. I wasn't like the odd guy out. I was there.
You were true to the people.
Yeah, I was there. They're like, oh, this guy's funny. I was like, yeah, man, I'm from Africa,
But Charles, what do you think it would take for, Africa and South Africa to sort of support local acts, to go to theatres, pay money, not to try and get free tickets or to watch it over on some downloaded clip, but to pay money, get into a theatre and prioritize as an exciting activity to do like during weekends or with family members?
I think that, Trevor Noah set the bar. So if he could do it, and his mother gave birth to him, just like all of our mothers gave birth to us. So I think it is going to be up to the comedians how they package themselves. Because there's some comedy shows that are sold out and others that aren't. So you've got to ask yourself why. What are they bringing to the party? And also, we know sweat in comedy at all. And that brings all the girls to the yard.
Okay, and all the kids, of course, to come along with their families. But let's talk about the event that's taking place at Emperor's. When is it? What time? Tickets? Where can we get them?
It's Saturday, next week Saturday, the 5th of March. It's at Emperor's Palace. You can purchase the tickets at Emperor's Palace online, or at Emperor's Palace you can get it at CompuTicket, or you could get it at ShopRite, or you can get it at CompuTicket online as well. Tickets start from 150.
Okay, and it will be a full day? Is it a half day, an evening?
It starts from 8 p.m. And
8 p.m.
And if you get your tickets now, you stand a chance of winning a bed and breakfast at the 4-star Mondio Hotel.
No, I have to be a part of those.
Yes.
People that make sure I get that prize. Yeah, I will.
100%. And tickets are going very, very quickly.
So people have
this is something that's really needed.
Yeah, it is. It's very necessary.
It's needed. It's more needed than wanted. So it is half sellout already.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming, and I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty there. Well, of course, that was Charles Stahl and comedian Virgil Prince talking to us about the up-and-coming comedy show, Proudly Coloured Comedy. Make sure that you get your tickets. Make sure that you support. Make sure you go out to Emperor's Palace. I heard that you can bring your children. You can bring, anyone. It's a no-swearing comedy show, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. So make sure you go out there and enjoy yourselves.